What's going on, guys? This is the 100 TV, and today we talking about prison time on a level 4 compound and more. And I'd like to introduce none other than my brother, Ambitious. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the world, good brother.
Peace. I be ambitious. Name speaks for itself. Looking for something mainly positive, something beneficial. If I see that, I just don't stop. Keep going. It's,
How old are you, man? Let's get into some of these stats real quick. I want to get into the prison time and all that. But how old are you, man? Right now, how old were you when you went into prison?
how old am I now? I think I'll be 38 in October,
Okay.
and I got locked up when I was 19. I got out when I was 32.
Okay.
Turning, yeah,
So you did 13 then.
yeah,
And you've been out 6 years then.
yep.
All right, bet. 19, it's crazy. I got locked up when I was 19. I think Poe got locked up when he was 19. For whatever reason, to this day, a lot of people are going down, especially young black men in this country in those teenage years, man, 18, 19, detrimental years. We getting into it though. If you don't mind sharing, what did you end up getting locked up for? Like, what did you get hit with, as they say?
Uh, I got I got stuck with. It was a list of charges, but what stuck was two robberies, two use of a firearm, and one possession.
Right. And
Each
again,
20, each carried 20. They suspended 15, suspended 12. Basically, all of it total up to 14, which I did 12, some change around 13 altogether.
right. And you were locked up in the Commonwealth of Virginia, well, we both were. So what a lot of people don't know is if you get hit with a certain number, like he said, 15, he did 12 and some months, because you're required to do 85% of your sentence, which is basically impossible because you're gonna get a charge at some point. You're gonna get in trouble. But yeah, that's the math behind that. A lot of times people are asking, well, you got sentenced to 19. How did you do 16 years, 11 months? So I'm glad you brought that up. Um, I want to get straight into it as far as prison life, because you did over a decade. So it was a major part of your life. Um, 19 in the jail. You're headed down the road. You're going to prison. What was the biggest difference you saw right away between jail and prison?
Uh, for real. I don't want to say this, but I gotta be truthful. It was homosexuality, like that joint. Cause I went from the jail to Powhatan, that was my reception. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a whole lot of homosexuals up there. It was just like it was different in the jail. In the jail, it's just this person is this way. You know what I'm saying? But and when I got to Powhatan, it was like this is a community. You know what I'm saying? These are known individuals who are known for whatever they're known for. This person get this or this person do this, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it was weird because everybody was so accepting. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a jive, homophobic community, whereas if you were homosexual, you had a hard time in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Unless he was just super thorough homosexual. But so I grew up on, used to seeing people bashing, and to come to that and just see it, you know, a culture that's accepted, that was the major thing that was new to me. As far as from the jail, you just, it was just a whole lot of undercover people.
Right. I would definitely say, um, when I went to prison, I didn't see anything in receiving because when I went to Haynesville Correctional Center for receiving, so we were basically in the hole. And we were there for, I don't know, it was for a few days, and then I got sent straight to Sussex too. When I got to Sussex too, that's when I seen a whole lot. Like immediately when I hit the yard, I was like, okay, that's crazy. What's going on right now? You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely with you on that. It was a culture shock. Um, and I think for me, and I'm gonna let you get into it. It was not just that; it was a few other things, especially after I had a few days on the compound. So you're talking about being at Powhatan receiving, and for anybody that doesn't know, receiving is basically where they go, and you can interject any given time, where they classify you based on your crime, your age, maybe your background, some things they may have concerns about because they do a screening, all this stuff, and based on all that and a point system, that's where they send you. For me, I got sent to a level 4 out of receiving. Ambo, where did you get sent out of receiving?
I went straight to a level 4. I went to the same place, Sussex 2.
Okay, bet. Sussex 2, Saigon. So what was your experience like as far as Sussex 2 after let's just say first day, first week? Your first take me through the first week, matter of fact.
The first week was ill because we were on lockdown when I got there because somebody had just got killed the day before. You know what I'm saying? So my experience immediately, first experience immediately was basically coexistence of a cell partner. You know what I'm saying? It was different when I went to, the actual prison and receiving and in the jail, it's like a revolving door. You're gonna have different cellmates, or even if you're in the cell, you might be on what we call the boulevard, which is out in the park. You know what I'm saying? But when I got to Sussex 2 and we were on lockdown, the first thing I had to learn how to do was how to coexist with a person, with another person, especially a stranger. That was the first thing I had to learn. I didn't realize I had to learn it, but I did. You know what I'm saying? Then, when we got off, probably like maybe it may have been the next week. Two, I don't know. I think we was in there like 2 weeks before we came off, but they would let us out. As the lockdown got lighter and lighter, they would let us out to get child or take showers, and then eventually we get par rec for an hour. Then eventually everything go back to normal. So even still, I didn't get fully smacked with the prison like most people have because I got kind of eased into it. You know what I'm saying? Rec for an hour, rec for 2 hours. More people, the more time we got out, the more people I met. You know what I'm saying? And the more people I met and talked to,
What year did you get there?
I got there in '04, no, '05.
So you got there right after or right around the time Brother Anthony got killed then.
Was he about to just go home?
Yep.
That was him.
Yeah. Yep. That's what it was. Yep. So you got eased into it. I hit Sussex too, same spot like we said. I hit summertime. And you know that walk when you come from the laundry room down the boulevard? I was in one building.
Oh,
Everybody in the yard. It was
yeah,
red. And when I hit Sussex too, everybody was still in burgundies. They was in the scrubs. So I'm looking and people look, everybody's staring at us and gritting and all that.
yeah,
And it's just like, wow, I'm here. And it's a big cement fortress. Like
yeah,
you can't see outside of these walls. It's
yeah,
surrounded this concrete. It's kind of it looks modern or sleek in some eerie way.
yeah,
Like a futuristic prison, if that makes sense from the outside.
yeah.
Um, and it's got barbed wire and that's it.
Let me tell you the weird thing for me, man. I couldn't get past the people. Like I was looking at the buildings and the barbed wires and everything, but it was like, how you change the focus. Like you kind of focus on something that's behind you instead of the thing that's right in front of you. Like the
Right.
thing that's in front of you get blurry and you focus on what's behind it or whatever. That's
Yeah.
how it was with me. It was like I can only see one thing at a time. You know what I'm saying? I had to focus on the people around me. And when I wasn't dealing with the people, then I would think about the place I was at. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
it was weird with that because when we fully came off, I think at that time three building and four building was in burgundies, and one and two was in blues. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It was like I don't know. And it was a thing to have jeans if you was in the burgundies. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's
you
great.
was the ish if you had some jeans or whatever until everything became blue. But I seen my purpose of saying that is I seen another thing how much we hold on to little things in there. You know what I'm saying? Like you seen the caliber of them jeans. The pockets was like they
Oh,
were female pants. You know what I'm
but
saying?
but in prison, guys was risking their lives for them just to be
So
different.
exactly,
Have something that
exactly,
everybody have.
exactly. Something we probably would throw in a donation box out here. You know what I'm saying? But
Question.
that 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 opened my eye up to, how the little things matter so much to us in there. You know what I'm saying? It's not even just a materialistic thing. Like it can be, you can have a good conversation with one of the COs, not even on no crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just to have a good conversation with somebody that's still, you know, in tune with the outside world, especially after we've been gone for a while. It's the little things that we started to hold on to, and I noticed that was a major thing that stood out.
I um I want to say like one of the reasons everybody hangs on to everything I think is when I left the jail, I left everything basically because they told me when I went down the road you couldn't have this, that. I went
Yeah,
for it and then got down the road and realized I could have kept a
but
lot
I
more
had
time. I think that was just some game that guys that had been down the road or that were at the jail was just running. Hey, they
so
got
they get the stuff.
you
They
know what I'm
got
saying? So when I got to prison, I didn't have nothing. And guys had TVs, like, and I remember in that environment, you're reaching for me anything that was that represented comfort. So certain things,
anything related to the streets.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I remember getting in that kitchen. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get me a TV now, and I hustled up. I got a 5-inch black and white TV, a egg, a e-tron. You know what I'm saying?
I was a Kobe. I used to call him C Boy.
Yeah, they played music and everything, man. They was little radios. But
Hey,
the the situation with that, man, where you talking, I mean, basically we just talked about survival, hanging on to the streets, not letting go of certain things. When I got there was an escape attempt. And the E-Man of the Muslim community and one of his homeboys had made it through the kitchen onto the dock into a semi, but they didn't know how to release the air brake. And the COs ran that way, and at the same time, a dude from Newport News was stabbing a guy on the yard because the guy that he was stabbing had killed his daddy years ago and was doing life in there, and he ran in there. And man, it was like, I mean, it was just all hell, bro. When I got there, I felt like man, I was in a whole nother anything that was in a prison movie. I felt like Sussex 2 was a prison movie for me.
yeah,
You hear about Lawrenceville? I know you touched Lawrenceville. I'm gonna let you touch on that. I never got to touch Lawrenceville. Somebody had me on the enemy list. I definitely wanted to hit that when I was doing time.
hey,
Um, but thank God I ain't never got to hit there. You know what I'm saying? But more about Sussex 2. You're there as far as like you talked about acclimating, you in a cell 6 by 9. You try you by then maybe you're used to the food, or you just if you're like me, I'm so hungry, I'm gonna eat it anyways. Um, it was there a point where you started getting used to prison, where you accepted what was going on, or you were just like, you know what, I'm going for a ride right now?
Man, the dangerous part of that question is, yeah, but I did it super early. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I don't know, man. It was like something in my mind was like, man, I needed this. You know what I'm saying? I need this prison, and I just adapted quick as hell. Like, it took me no time.
So Sussex to, how long were you on Sussex to?
Went from I was there twice. First time I think I was there from
Me too.
'05 to, man, when did I leave? I think I was there from '05 to like 2010, 2011. Then I came back again in 14, and that's where I went home from.
Um, what was some of the like the crazier moments you remember? Because people always want to know about that type stuff. But what were some of the crazier moments, whether good, bad, whatever, that kind of left a mark on you from Sussex when you were there?
The first, when we got off lock, I say that first week when we got off lock, when I first got the substitute, uh, one of my friends from receiving was up there, and he had got into, he was into an altercation. He was behind a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? This this homosexual thought my friend was pushing up on his girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, he was threatening to take his life. So my friend was a Muslim, so all his brothers came to his aid, and he had told me the night before. He was like, "Look, man, so and so trying to get at me. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna meet him on the big yard at a morning wreck. Be out there." I was like, "Bet, I got you." You know what I'm saying? And that day had came, and I don't know what was on my mind, but it wasn't that. I was Everybody had one outside for rec. For some reason, I stayed in to get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? It was like, this is my time to get a cut, but I had completely forgot that I was supposed to be outside.
Mm-hmm.
So that came, that looked really bad. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up talking about it. You know what I mean? And I explained to him I simply forgot. Wasn't trying to duck rent. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need me to do, I'm willing to make up for it. You know what I'm saying? But you really can't say nothing at that point. I mean, you can. You know what I'm saying? But it's not really going to hit different, depending
Mm-hmm.
on it. Depending on how my friend is willing to take it. You know what I'm saying? But he was job understanding, but he kind of looked at me different after that. That kind of left a mark on me for a while I was at Sussex.
Right. Any other crazy moments that you can think of, like outside, maybe that you witnessed or heard about anything? Because I know you spoke. I spoke about Brother Anthony. You just verified it, but because that was one of my crazier moments on Sussex.
Yeah. Uh. It's so many. You know what I'm saying? There's
Mm-hmm.
so many.
But when let's get into this then. When you left Sussex, you went to Lawrenceville, or where'd you go?
I went to Lawrenceville.
Okay.
Yeah, I stayed there
Tell,
until 2014.
tell me. So you was riding. So tell me what was the difference, and then let everybody know what Lawrenceville is known for, or what it's known as,
Uh, the Ville's known. You on the streets if you go into Lawrenceville.
which is a
Basically,
free prison.
It's a level 3 prison, which is less secure than the level 4, which is Sussex 2. Meaning you have more freedom, you have more access to certain things also. So coming there, going there, I was like, man, I'm glad I went to Sessions 2 first. Because if I came here first, my whole my whole bid might have been different. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like it was a lot of it was a lot of my homeboys there too, and you know we was just living life. You know what I'm saying? And had I not had the I want to say higher level state of mind, which is a more determined, more serious state of mind, coming into a level 3, I might would have my bid might would have been a whole lot different. So I probably wouldn't have had nobody to guide me. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say that, when at session 2, the reason why I say more determined, more I want to say militant state of mind is because at higher levels there is supposed to be increased chances of somebody doing bodily harm to. You know what I'm saying? The higher the level, the quote unquote the more dangerous it is. So most people had a lot of respect for the next man just because nobody really wanted no problems. You know what I'm saying? If there was an understanding, most likely people who have been down for a minute or have been at these higher levels, we learn how to talk through it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And however that conversation goes, sometimes it may result to fisticuffs, but it'd be just that. You know what I'm saying? So we develop a certain respect for each other. You know what I'm saying? We pardon ourselves, we excuse ourselves if we interrupt it, or if we need something, we ask in a polite manner. It's just how men act. But at lower levels, it was just a whole bunch of boys. You know what I'm saying? And it was a whole lot of disrespect, and it came because a lot of the guys there was doing activities that was deemed, that activities that was hurtful to other people and was not receiving no consequence behind it. So they felt like this was okay to do. So they kept doing it. So whatever that thing is that they doing, whether it's robbing, extorting, or stealing, whatever it is, it was so much at a lower level, and it would have been so easy for me to get caught up in that culture. My shit would have been different.
Yeah, we heard story. I remember Steve Harvey, him saying, well, I'm hearing about he was on the radio and Steve Harvey was like, yo, if I ever got locked up, I'd want to be on Lawrenceville because guys was walking around with. I know one of the old heads I was rocking with. I heard stories about him, and they said he had stacks up there. You know what I'm saying? They say he was the man. I didn't even know because when I was with him, he was the humble elder. But the whole time he the plug, you know what I'm saying? He just changed his life. And they said Lawrenceville was like the city. It was open. Anything you wanted, you could get. You had access to. They had privatized security, so it was a level 3, but it wasn't like official Department of Correction security up there. I heard.
You say how
Uh,
crazy it was to cut you off, but I
but you
talk, I
good.
call my sister every now and then, and when I got to Lawrenceville, she was like, "Dang, you calling a whole bunch less now? What's going on? You haven't been asking for no money. You haven't been, you don't need me no more, do you?" And I just simply explained to her, without put my business over the phone, like I'm 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 in a whole different culture to where I can get my own. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
You make
like
some money.
prime example, I was making wine. I was cooking wine off into what they call clear, which
Hmm.
is liquor out here. You know what I'm saying? Or moonshine. So at that time, I know prices may be a whole lot different now. That was like 2012, 13, but I could cook off, some a batch of wine and sell into some clear and sell that clear styrofoam cup, little styrofoam cup full of that would give me $25 of whatever I needed it to be. You know what I'm saying? And just cooking off a gallon of regular wine, I can get at least 4 to 5 styrofoam cups. So It take me probably, I think it costs no more than $10 to get all the materials to make regular wine to cook it off into clear. So you got to look at it like I'm spending $10 to make potentially $150. See
Hey,
what I'm saying?
the wine game is serious. The wine game was my first hustle on Sussex too. I got in the kitchen and white dude named Kentucky showed me how to make wine. He told me what I needed to steal. And then I became the plug for brown sugar, jelly. I was in the wine game. See,
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
took the
was
wine
in the kitchen too.
to something else. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So Lawrenceville, it was wide open. You was focused though, which was good. Um, what's some crazy things you witnessed or heard about on Lawrenceville, like as much as you could talk about? Like, cause I heard about some wars popping off up there. I don't know if it was true or not. I never got to touch Lawrenceville, but I heard about different things, man. What type of things were going on? Because I'm gonna tell you, recently they just had a CO fall through the roof up there.
Yeah, I heard.
So I mean, what type of stuff y'all had going on the Ville back then?
It was a lot going on, man. It was a whole lot of. It was really a whole lot of 229, and so it was just 229 is just uh, being in an unauthorized area. So if I live in one 40 building and I'm chilling in 60 building, you know what I'm saying? I'm technically called 229. So it was everybody everywhere, you know what I'm saying? But that got its goods and its bads, and I mean bads is that remember one time we was on the yard playing basketball and everybody just all the police, COs, uh, medics, they just rushed in the 30 building, you know what I'm saying? And they
Mm.
came out with a stretcher, somebody on a stretcher, and they had the body covered up. See, you can tell that they had got stabbed a couple of times. And but it was weird because as they was, rushing the stretcher out, one of the arms fell out, on the side of the thing, and we could see it. So the backstory behind that is, was this, um, the guy that got killed was a homosexual. He used to work in the military, so he was like, and he still was military minded. So his workout regimen was crazy. Is the reason why I'm telling you that. So he had stamina out of the woodworks. So some I guess some GD dudes just figured, all right, we're gonna take his stuff.
I was on
Out
Green.
of the blue.
I heard about this.
Huh?
I was on Greensville and I heard about this.
Yeah. So and one of them was one of my old cellies. I had that's a whole other story too. But so they figured they would go in there and take his stuff, but they wasn't ready for him. He boxed him up. He did him real good. It was a 3-on-1. He handled his business. The homosexual handled his business like it was a 1-on-1. You know what I'm saying? So uh, instead of just tucking their tails, taking a loss, you know what I'm saying, just going, all right, we can't get him. You know what I'm saying? They went back, you know what I'm saying, got the makeshift knives or whatever, and then, went to sell and did them in. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, that's crazy because y'all had already lost. Y'all took the L, you know what I'm saying? It
Now
was a
they
bad L, yeah, but now y'all ain't never coming home. My old Sully, I think he only had like a year left at that time. Now he ain't never coming home because you couldn't took the L.
You think when they went in there and to stab him, you think they think? You think they went in there with the intent to take his life, or you think they was just gonna hurt him real bad?
I think at least one of them feelings was hurt enough to say, "Yo, I'm gonna kill this gun." He just whipped me and my homeboy's ass. He got to go. One of them said that. I got that happen. The other two or whatever, whoever it was, they may have had the intent of going in there just to hurt, but I think at least one of them had feelings was hurt enough that they wanted to return him. They wanted to kill him.
So is that the craziest moment on Lawrenceville that you can remember?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's damn crazy.
yeah. That was. I mean, I heard. I didn't heard. I heard somebody get raped. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Things happen. Things happen in prison. I went to Greensville, and Greensville was a city for real. It's 3 prisons in one, and 1,000 prisoners on each prison.
yeah. I
And
heard.
when something on one compound, it transitions to the next. Like it was crazy. And I got some stories, and I'm gonna get into them on a separate cast. But man, I tried to get to Lawrenceville. I tried to get to Powhatan because you heard about certain compounds, man. Let me from there from Lawrenceville, what was your next stop?
After Lawrenceville, that's when I went to St. Bride's.
St. Bride's was a level 2 compound.
Yep,
With level 4 is level 3, you were in a cell, 6 by
yep.
9. Now level 2, St. Bride's. Here we meet again. Because we were on Sussex, then we were on St. Bride's, and I was good up there on St. Bride's as far as being incarcerated. But you were there, you were gone. And I remember the couple times talking to you on the yard, you were like, "Hey, I don't think I can do this dorm thing," and I think my response was like I always tell brothers that's still calling me from behind the walls, "Hey, it's a sign that you about to go home. It's okay." Da, da, da. Some people can't cope with it though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the situation was because I really don't know what happened. But talk about your time. You went from a cell, years in a cell. You're kind of conditioned, institutionalized. Need I say it? Um, it just is what it is. You're confined and you're not ready to be confined amongst, I forgot what it was, 93 other people or 90 other people, whatever it was in a dorm on St. Bride's. Um, but what were some of the things other than that, like that kind of shocked you being in a dorm on a level 2, which some people would say, hey, I got even less security. This is where I want to stay. But you kind of made a decision to do something a little bit different. So just talk about all that if you can, and then what happened and where you ended up going.
You're funny. Um, Coming to level 2, man, a dormitory. That was like, and that was at towards the end of my bed. Like you said, that was a sign of me coming, ready to come home. So it was like going to a whole new penitentiary phase again. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn a whole new stuff over. You know what I'm saying? Like what I was accustomed to wasn't reality no more. I didn't have the privacy I used to have in confinement. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have walls around me to where when I felt a certain way, I could seclude myself away. I ain't had it. You know what I'm saying? And some of us need that. We really need to be away from people sometimes. And I'm one of those people. But one of the major things that kind of, shook me up about this dormitory stuff, man, I was taking a shower, you know what I'm saying? They open showers, you know what I'm saying? And one of the guys was just like, he could have went through all these. It's like one, I think it was like 6 heads in there, 6 shower heads, might be more. But he could have went any other one besides the one directly next to me and spark up a conversation. And I knew, you know what I'm saying, some people cool with doing that, you know what I'm saying? Some people not. I'm just one of the ones that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to, this is how I think about it. I don't want to talk to you while I'm touching myself and you touching yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? If, at least go down there or something, but that really did me in. The fact that I couldn't use the bathroom in peace, that did me in. You know what I'm saying? And nighttime was crazy. Like if I'm super tired, you know what I'm saying? The young is not. They up, they out and about,
they
right
was
by your head. You
you
know what
know
I'm
they
saying?
put me in the dorms where like, and then send all the youngins in there. Cause on St. Bride's I had that elder job, so they would move me to a dorm, and then it was like everybody that was younger than 25 and gangbang, we gonna put them in the dorm with him. I said, man,
Woo.
boy. So what? I mean, so how long did you last up there on St. Bride's on level 2?
It was so short, I kind of don't remember.
So what happened? And like, how did
So
you end?
when I first got there, we were on lockdown. I think
Uh,
it might have been annual lockdown.
yeah.
Uh, so I was kind of eased into that too, because we started coming off, but coming off level 2, like you just kind of just come straight off lock for real.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not really locked. But anyway, but so I had to be there no
And
more than 3 months.
yeah. And the annual lockdown shakedown, that's when all the CO they lock down the whole compound, they stop movement, you can't go anywhere, you're confined to your dorm, and the COs come through, they shake down your stuff. They
Check contraband, things of that nature.
they look for stuff you're not supposed to have, all that good stuff, right? So 3 months, what happened? What was the moment, or how did you end up? Did you request a transfer? Did you get into something? How did you end up? Because I think you went from a level 2 back to a level 4, correct?
Yeah.
Back,
So I kind of did request the transfer. I just didn't know I did. Um, I probably spent a month in population and the other 2 months before I got transferred in the hole because they seen a razor. They had caught me with a razor blade in my shoe. So at a level 4, level 3, what I'm saying, we do numerous things with open razor blades. You know what I'm saying? Some of us make cards, some of us make, games, some of us might just use it for general cutting purposes. They don't give us scissors for real. So we just have open razor blades for general uses. Um, they seen the razor blade, gave me a weapons charge. That ran my points way back up. You know what I'm
and a razor
saying?
blade is out of a shaving razor.
You said what?
The razor blade was out of the shaving razor, right?
Yeah, it was straight razor.
All right.
So they gave me a weapons charge. It's a 100 charge. Funny, I still can remember that.
And 100 charge just basically means it's 2 classes of charges you can get while you're incarcerated. You can
Yeah,
get a 200 series, which is basically like a misdemeanor. If I could just break it down like that, a misdemeanor behind the wall, maybe cussing out a CO. Um, what else is it? I don't even.
locking down, not locking down on time.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
less
something
misdemeanor.
small.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where they still gonna let you, be in your dorm. A 100 series, they was trying to take good time, possibly put you in a hole, take your phone. Um,
transfer you.
yeah, 100 series with like dirty urines, weapon charges, which Ambo just said they gave him a weapons charge for a razor that comes out of a shaving razor.
Uh,
But so go ahead. I ain't mean to cut you off. I just want to break that down.
yeah, this piece. So, um, yeah, they gave me a weapons charge that ran my points up. My point system, like you said earlier, is just based on the severity of crime and the amount of time that you got to do. So, on the fact that I think I was under a year at that time. I might be 2 years, a year, around that time. So my points had been going down because the less time I have and good behavior, I had been catching charges and everything. So the razor blade itself ran my points back up, not only to just pass a level 3, it ran me all the way to a level 4. It jumped me automatically 2 levels. So went back home. You know what I'm saying? They sent me back to Sussex 2, and they had gave me a choice to do Sussex 2 or King Mountain. And I was like,
Oh,
Sussex 2. You know what I'm saying?
staying on low levels.
Yeah, no, I was not trying to
Oh,
go to the mountains.
yeah.
No.
So
But so I stayed in the hole probably two months, and then eventually I got transferred back to Census Two.
definitely, man. Hey, shout out to Prominent to God too. He's been on the chat. He's been putting different comments, man. Definitely gonna get him up here soon. So hit us up, man. Anybody that wants to get up here, tell their story. I just definitely want to shout you out, man. Hit me up. Let's get it. So back into the story, right? You in Sussex too. Receiving. Second time around. You getting ready to go home. Not receiving, excuse me. What do they call it? Reentry. The other R word.
Eventually,
Reentry.
other
Um, explain reentry. What is it? What's going on with it? How do you get to that? All of that. As far as
reentry, reentry is basically a part or a building designed for individuals who time pardon self, who has got short to where they're about to go home. And in reentry programs, they have certain things, certain programs such as Thank You for a Change, uh, Alcoholic Anonymous,
victims in
programs that help you find jobs when you get out. You know, reentry is supposed to do what it is. It's supposed to help you re-enter into society. By any means, you're supposed to have a counselor that's supposed to aid and assist with you, you know, help you out. Any questions, anything you need. I think my reentry program helped me get my social security card, and the ID. You know what I'm saying? That was really major for me. You know what I'm saying? Because it would have been difficult getting everything without nothing coming straight out. You know what I'm saying? You usually got to have an ID to get your birth certificate or your birth certificate to get this, social security. You know what I'm saying?
I said it, man. A lot of people was mad. It was weird the stuff that dudes complain about that's locked up and out here, but locked up. But when they started making guys get they IDs, birth certificates, social security, I thought it was a good thing. When they started making people save money up to $1,000, they was taking that and putting it to the side for you. I thought it was a good thing, man. People
Yeah.
would complain they making money off our money. Who cares? Because you're not gonna say what you're gonna do with that money is you're gonna spend it on salt or sugar. You're gonna spend
But
it.
they making money off us point blank, period, though. You know what I'm saying?
We put ourselves in that situation. We gonna definitely touch on that. Maybe not this one, but another one. But it was a point where you started to realize, okay, somebody has some good ideas. They are trying to help because there was once upon a time they just sent you out there. They didn't know where you were going. You didn't have an address. They gave you a bus. You could have had $0.13 to your name, and it was what it was. And a lot of guys was coming right back to the penitentiary
Right.
because,
Because of that purpose.
yep.
Right.
So reentry, it was beneficial to you. You were there. Anything crazy happened in reentry?
Um, no, not for real. Reentry was job
Yeah,
laid back. You know what I'm saying? If I have to say, I have to say good crazy things happen. You know what I'm saying?
that
Like
is
it took me and a couple of other dudes. Like the original part we was in really didn't really want to do nothing for us. If we wasn't willing to do stuff for ourselves and ask for certain paperwork and certain books, we would never get it. You know what I'm saying? So what we would do is we would formulate classes in the back of the pod for whatever needs. Like
mm,
uh, my homeboy Sonny B, he ran a banking class, basically teach you about credit unions, how to invest your money, not invest your money, but what bank account is, what's the difference between checking and savings accounts. He ran that joint. I
shout
ran
out
the DMV.
those walls, man.
Yeah, man.
Ones that's
I
in.
ran the DMV class, basically, trying to teach you how to get your the license when you get out, and things of that nature. 'Cause I felt like that's something we're gonna need, transportation, you know what I'm saying? So we run classes like that, and that without doing that, I think our reentry would have been crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like we would have went out there not knowing what to do. It was some youngins that was going home, man, that wanted to do better, but just simply didn't know how, where to start, what to do, where to go. You know what I'm saying? And it took we had to do it. Like we had to be the Reentry class. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
remember Nardo, right?
Yeah.
Oh yes, he. Without him, I don't know what that Reentry would have been like, bro.
Yeah. I
Really?
already one of the. They tried to swap. No, they tried to swap me and Paul Taylor out. I
Oh,
believe.
for real?
Yeah. They at one point they tried to bring Paul Taylor to St. Bride's because he was from
Shout
top.
out to Nardo Foster too, man.
Huh?
Nardo, Nardo Foster.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to anybody that was teaching, leading, in the right way. Because man, shout out to Poetic Life of Law, aka Jefferson Ellie.
Right.
Um, You know what I'm saying? My brother. Shout out to because the crazy thing is there's a lot of horror stories. People have these predispositions about us that are incarcerated, but when they give themselves a chance to really get up underneath the surface and start looking past, because anywhere you go, you're gonna have good or bad, even in prison. I told somebody that one time and they didn't understand. Not everybody in prison is bad. You
Yeah,
got people
no,
that
true fact, true
yeah,
fact.
people that made
But the main person I constantly speak of is Poetic. That's why I want to backtrack for a second to my time at Lawrenceville. Um,
let's talk about it.
I mean, I knew the guy at such as two also, but I really didn't get to know him until I went to Lawrenceville. You know what I'm saying? And that helped me through one of my most traumatic experiences in life. I had lost my brother cousin. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Mm-hmm.
brother, he my cousin, but he was really my brother for real. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
had lost him in 2012, and I was in the pod with Poe, and like he, like, damn it, he taught me. He was teaching me and consoling me at the same time. What I mean is like a lot of people don't know how to be around somebody that's going through something traumatic. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, have the tendency to bombard that person with questions, or
Yeah.
you need this, are you okay? You want something?
Yeah.
You
Or
know
run.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. And that end up, even though your intentions are good, that end up having the opposite effect on me. You know what I'm saying? On certain people. So whereas now I don't even want you around me no more. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean when Poetic taught me something, like he taught me that true support is just being there. And it's just simple as that. It's just being there. You don't have to say nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, son, let me kick it in the cell with him and not say nothing, yo. I won't, you know what I'm saying? He just let me exist. You know what I'm saying? He just let me exist in and for real, without that I think that time would have hit different for me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Poe, man.
Yeah, man. There are people that you cross paths with, that you can cross paths with behind those walls that'll change the your trajectory or the way you see things. Uh when I met him, man, I was wild. I was hot head. I mean, I done called that man out and everything, and he ain't blinking an eye, man. He remained my brother through and through. Um, and he needs to come home. He's got over, just shout him out, Jefferson Ellie. He's got over 188,000 signatures right now on the governor's desk via online petition. You can look that up at change.org. You can definitely message me at the100TV on IG to get more information on that if you'd like to support. He's also a published author. So if you hop over there to www.theyouthaurefuture.com, you'll be able to purchase one of his books, support his nonprofit and his efforts to basically just educate and empower today's youth, man. The Youth Our Future is a dope book. It's full of poetry, and it's full of truth, and it's just empowering words that need to be spoken to your child, the neighbor's child. It's a book that be donated to the school, man. So I had to shout him out and plug him because he's working. There's countless brothers that are behind those walls that are fighting continuous through and through, that are facing insurmountable odds and still don't choose to be negative. And I think that's why we get up here. We tell these stories. We tell the stories that that we can tell, which are our own, and we also tell the stories of those that can't tell their own stories right now in certain places. So shout out to anybody. If you've got a loved one that's incarcerated, keep fighting forward. Don't ever forget, don't ever give up. And keep going, man. Consistency is king, man, and it just takes effort, man. So keep telling their stories, advocate for them, and if you've been impacted by incarceration, advocate for yourself. Tell your own story. You know what I'm saying? It could be therapeutic. It could get some weight up off you, but more importantly, it's probably going to educate somebody that needs to hear it and possibly help them in a lot of ways, man. And ball. I want to get back into it before we hop. I know you've been in the car getting ready, you know what I'm saying, make some moves. But listen, um, I want to talk about your first day out. I had Ghost up here the first cast. I didn't get to really, I don't think I really asked him about his first day out. He didn't do as much time as you, didn't do as much time as me. But you did over a decade. You did 12 years and some change, incarcerated, behind the wall. Here you go. I want you to talk to me about the day before and the day of. Feelings, um, stuff that stuck out to you, just whatever. What
Man, that was so beautiful. Okay. The day before, all right. The day before, I was at that. I had me and three other guys in my pod. We all had the same release date. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
all of us were cool with each other too.
Mm,
So that was the day before. The night before, we did a little, get together, a little meal, chit chat. You know what I'm saying? That was beautiful that night. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to sleep. I stayed up all night. I'm sure they did too.
mm-hmm.
So
I know I did.
I was just up, bro. Like the TV was watching me like a mug. You know what
They
I'm
ain't-
saying?
hey, we couldn't even keep our TV. They packed our TV the day before. It was horrible.
A word. No, I had gave mine to somebody, but I was like, let me get it for the night. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't
But
even get.
I should have. Yeah, I should have. But I won't think it. I don't think about the streets. Um. So the night was beautiful because we set the stage for, you know, to come out here and have good energy for our first day. So
Mm,
the first day come, we walking, we leaving throughout the vocational area, and we cutting through the classrooms and stuff. So we we're not supposed to go in the classrooms and talk to nobody, but hey, we about to go home. What you gonna do? Write me up? You know what I'm saying? Huh?
mm,
Oh, but so peace. We say our goodbyes to the people that we knew that was in class or whatever. So that angered one of the correctional officers. It was a female. I forgot her name. I'm glad I did, but it angered her to the point that she told us. I thought I would never hear this. I thought this was something you only hear on TV, but she was like, "Don't worry about it. Y'all will be back, and I'll be here waiting on y'all." I was like, "Wow, people really say that to people that's going home." I thought that was just on some TV stuff, but she showed, lo and behold, smacked us with that jump. But our energy was so, man, our energy was so vibrant. We just outshined it. Like we just it didn't even matter. It was like it hit us like, damn, that's crazy. You're a black woman. You telling us that, but I'm going home. I ain't gonna never see you again. You're stuck here. Sorry for your misery, but I'm about to be happy. That's how our energy was. You know what I'm saying? So my older cousin was coming to pick me up. He was already outside. I gave me my stuff, my birth certificate, a little khaki suit with blue shirt and all that stuff. So he had got a friend, a female friend, take him up there to come pick me up, and she was recording my first steps coming out. You know what I'm saying? So I come out, I embrace him. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy Chop, he came out with me. I met his lady. I introduced him to my cousin. You know what I'm saying? And we chopped it up a little bit. He changed clothes in the parking lot. I changed clothes in the parking lot. My cousin had brought me all tight clothes. That's what they was wearing. Me coming out. I won't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? You ain't give me no belt or nothing. Like, that's how tight the clothes are. I didn't even need a belt.
Oh, in right there.
You say what?
I said he was overdosing right there.
Right? I was like, wow, just okay. But we took a picture. I still got that picture of me and Chop together.
You
But
free. You want to get out them prison clothes. Hey,
yes, yes, yes.
I feel you.
So I can't. My purpose of mentioning my cousin bringing a friend, she had recorded me. It's funny though. She was recording me coming out. He had told her to record me,
Mm-hmm.
but what she said in the video is why I never got the video. She was like, it was a white girl too. She was like, damn, that motherfucker sexy. That's his cousin. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen that video once and I never saw it again. He said he lost it. She say she lost it. And you know what I'm saying? I never saw it again. But I
Crazy.
think she didn't want me
Raw.
to have a video because she said that. You know what I'm saying?
He was embarrassed. It slipped out.
Yeah. But we rode down the street and it was like this waterfall. Not waterfall, it's like a well almost. Not well, like it's like a dam almost, a little mini dam for real. And the water was just pouring down. And she wanted to stop, just to take in the scenery. This was she was saying, just taking the scenery. Like she must have experience with come picking up dudes that's been locked up. But lo and behold, man, I took the scenery in. I'm talking about, oh my God, yo, like
Barbed
I
wire,
would
no no
have.
steel.
Yes, it was just, man, I still got the picture too, man. I wish I could share them jumps right now. But I my cousin took a picture of me zoning out. I didn't even know, he was snapping at me. But I was zoning out. He was just taking mad pictures of me. And he was like, you gonna love these pictures. And I looked back at him, I was just staring in the water, yo, like I was gone. I was locked in. I crouched down. I was on one knee, and I was just. He said I was there for like 2, 3 minutes before I even moved, yo. I just took it all in, yo. Then he took me to a Chinese place, Chinese restaurant, buffet, and my stomach got messed up, and
How did the food taste before the stomach get messed up? How was the food?
so good. Oh my gracious, so good. I ain't the one, to gluttonize food, but whew,
Because you,
Jesus,
man,
God bless the Christ, man. I was
you go from kitchen food and gas station food straight to a restaurant.
straight to a restaurant, like no easing into it, no, give me a light little uh turkey sandwich or sub or something, nothing like that. I went straight to Chinese fried chicken, chicken teriyaki sticks and fried rice and shrimp and I just went all in. So much grease, man.
Yeah, your body was shocked. Your whole system said, "Hold on now." So look, before I bring this to a close, man, and always thank you, what I'm saying, for getting up here, just telling your story, bits and pieces of it. Probably definitely gonna have you up here for a part two, talk about some more specific topics. But I want to ask you what I want to get into the habit of asking my guests, those that have been behind the wall. What was the greatest lesson you learned while incarcerated?
That I don't need nobody.
Whew.
And I don't mean that as, I don't need you, I can do it. No. Instead of being so dependent on someone's love, someone's affection, what I'm saying, someone's happiness. Once I learned, once you, I don't know, everybody learns different things in a hole. But what I learned when I was in the hole for those time periods that I can make my own self happy. You know what I'm saying? I can be proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody else. I don't need no validation. You know what I'm saying? And that was big for me because I was one of those people who really cared about what somebody else thought about me. You know, if they liked me, you know, if I was dependable, you know what I'm saying? I didn't after that, after those times in the hole, I realized I didn't need nobody. You know what I'm saying? Once I once my mind state was in this, you know, the format that it was, to where I was fortified in happiness at the time, and I didn't care about nobody for real, for lack of better terms.
Right. I'm gonna tell you, I would say hands down, prison was probably my greatest teacher. I don't. They say experience is what teaches you. You know, you walk through life, you experience, you learn. I don't know a harsher experience other than other than when it comes to prison. When it comes to being able to learn and really get some lessons in life, man. What you talk, and I didn't want to, but I want to ask just one more thing. Do you think a lot of people find good in prison? Do you think a lot of people come home with a rehabilitated mindset? Do you think people come home with a change of views? Because I know you did, obviously. You worked hard, you grinded your way through, you were positive, and then you learned what I heard was self love. You know what I'm saying? So, do you think a lot of people get it when it comes to, all right, you're in prison. Let's make something of this. Let's learn something. Let's do something with our time. Let's be better. Let's not look back. Or do you think the majority they go in there and they come out worse? From you living, seeing, seeing what's going on with other people coming home. Like, what's your opinion on the matter?
I would initially say I would initially say the ratio as far as people coming out and staying out and doing the right things opposed to people that's, you know, going back in. I would say the ratio would be greater to the people that's going back in, but I would have to change that because that's what I would initially feel like. And that's and the reason why I say that because I seen that while I was locked up. Seen people go home, come back, go home, come back. I
Three times.
seen it too many times, you know what I'm saying? But the reason why I say it's different now because out here I'm seeing dudes come home, staying home, come home, staying home. Like I can go down the list, man. You, me, Zion, Culture Freedom, Black Child, I can just keep going, son. You know what I'm saying? Q, we out here and we're not just out here, we're out here adding on. You know what I'm saying? We just not out here existing. Whatever format we choose to adding on, we adding on with it. And that's I'm starting to see more and more of that. I'm starting to see more and more people come home, shout out unique, you know what I'm saying, and actually doing stuff. So I would have to say it's more people that's coming out and staying out than it is people that's coming out and going back in from my perspective, you know, just based on the people that I know.
Hmm. And shout out everybody that came home, didn't look back. And if they did look back, it was because they went in there to speak to the brothers, speak to
Yeah.
the.
Uh,
Um,
uh,
I know I've been blessed several times where Department of Corrections, the same department that held me for 16 years, 11 months, reach out currently to this day for advice, insight, just to see if I can be a part of certain programs or speak. Nothing too serious, but it's a crazy nod when you look at it. Um, Even those that held you captive, they know who they were holding captive once they're set free. They know far before you set free. That's why a lot of people aren't set free. That's a whole nother cat. We ain't get into that right
I
now.
got one question before we end.
What's
Have
that?
you ran into, uh, you know, a CO or a counselor or somebody that you knew while you was locked out? Have you ever ran into any of them on the streets?
Uh, I had. You know what? No, nah, because I'm down here in Atlanta. I was locked up in VA, but I've had. I've had a CO or ex CO who was a sheriff reach out, through social media. I had a CO from the brides, former CO, whatever, reach out and ask if, I wanted to meet
Yeah.
for a coffee. Um, stuff like that. And then, I was in a relationship with kitchen supervisor, which we're still in touch. We're friends, so salute to her. You know what I'm saying? But no, not nobody face to face, man. And I think because of my background, because I wasn't always the positive guy, and even when I was the positive guy, I still had some stuff with me. It's probably good I'm not up there and don't run into a couple, because there's a couple of people, man. I just hope they not COs no more. And when I say that it's good, I'm not even talking about, because if I seen them, I would expose them, man. I would utilize social media um to really expose them, and because man, but good people though. Like I said, there's some good people that do their job the right way, in my opinion. Um, but there's some bad people, just like we got they wear the badge out. You know what I'm saying? It's no different, man. Just like I said earlier, in anything that's good or bad, even prison. Um, yeah. Why'd you ask that question though? Before we go, man, I got to ask that.
Yeah, because I've ran into some, and I've heard about other dudes running into some, each experience is different. You know what I'm saying? So I was just wondering what you got. But I ran into two of them. One of them, I don't know if you remember Bird. I think he was a lieutenant or a captain by the time I left.
He had the voice, the weird voice.
Yeah, I ran into him,
Oh
and
wow.
he me and him never had problems though. You know what I'm saying? But it's easy to have problems with him. You know what I'm saying? But me and him never had problems. But when he seen me, he knew me from, being locked up. So, but he didn't know who I was, or he couldn't remember if I was a good one or a bad one, somebody had problems with or not. So he was like in straight shock. You know what I'm saying? We was driving by. I was at a red light, a stop sign. I was turning right. He was making left, and we made eye contact. You know what I'm saying? I kind of slowed down. I was gonna speak. You know what I'm saying? And he
Mm.
just, zoom, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I
he
was
got a
like,
yeah. That man
he
know.
was and he had he I think he had a lawn care service because he had his truck and he had his trailer hooked up to it, and he took off with that shit. But
He
I ran
did.
into another one in a bowling alley. His name was Cartwright. He was John cool though, you know what I'm saying? He was like, man, I know you from somewhere. You was locked up, weren't you? I was like, yeah. He was like, you was at such and two. He was like, yeah, I remember you. He was like, yeah, you was one of the cool ones. We kind of just kicked it like normal people, you know what I'm saying?
Cause one did some dirt, the other one didn't. One treated
Exactly.
one treated people with respect and dignity, the other one didn't, in my opinion. Yeah,
Exactly. Word. The other one was a human. The other one treated us like we wasn't him.
exactly. But man, I think that's it. That's a part one, because we definitely gonna do a part two. Again, shout you.
So we got a lot of stuff to touch on. Like I try to kind of smooth over, but it's some stuff I want to dig into.
Oh yeah, I don't do no smoothing. We keep 100 over here. We dig over here. So next time we gonna do some digging. We're gonna go into some more stuff. Because we definitely gonna do a part two. If you want to follow him, I'm gonna put his info up. That's ambitious on IG, ambitious underscore the seven. Definitely follow him, man. If you got any questions for him specifically, you can message him there. Get in touch with him there. And salute to each and every one of you that's supporting, following, all that commenting on the content as a whole. The 100 TV, we're gonna continue to give it to you real, raw, and uncut. Because again, remember, if you can't keep it real with yourself, you can't keep it real with nobody else, man. Ambo, before we go, you got anything you got to say to the people?
Positive energy always creates energy. Can't kill it. You
That's
understand?
what he said. Till next time, D100 TV, we out, man. Peace.